What's up, everybody? I'm here again to do another episode of Read Out Loud. Today I will be reading a few quotes from this book, The Tao of Warren Buffet. And the author of this is Mary Buffett and David Clark. Warren Buffett's words of wisdom explained. So basically these are quotes from Warren Buffett as told by the two authors based on their interactions and experiences with Mr. Buffett. One of the greatest and world's most famous investor today. So the two authors, Mary Buffett and David Clark, also wrote other books related to Mr. Warren Buffett, Buffettology, the Buffettology Workbook, and the new Buffettology. Okay, let's get into it. What else? Looking at the table of contents. Basically, it talks about many things, not just about investing, but business and life, and workplace, commentary, and opinions on certain things, such as Warren Buffett's mentors, education, workplace, getting rich and staying rich, mistakes to be aware of, discipline, prudence, patience, beware the folly of greed, mistakes, the price you pay. So I'll just pick a random chapter, a random page from the business chapter. Okay, these are quotes from Warren Buffett. Anything that can't go on forever will end. A stock price that is quickly rising, will stop rising when the economic reality of the business finally sets in. It might seem as if it can go on forever, but if the business fails to perform up to the expectations that are driving the rising price, the company's shares will peak and then drop like a brick. Most businesses that are doing well will, at some future point, do poorly. Things change. It is only a matter of time. Buggy whips were at one time a great business in America. Video players were once the rage, selling and fixing typewriters a necessary and intricate part of the commercial equation. Now, they are just things of the past with no economic promise whatsoever. Things do end, which is why you not only have to keep your eye on the ball, but also on the road ahead. Several times, Warren has invested in businesses that either came to an end or saw a radical decline under his stewardship. The most notable were blue chip stamps, which all but vanished, and World Book Encyclopedia, which is now vanishing. Each of which lost out to changing business environment that the company was powerless to make money in. Even a genius can misread the road ahead. Pick another chapter. Analysts, advisors, brokers, follies to avoid. So that's the main chapter. Right. Let me just pick another. Seems interesting. Okay, here's one, page 74. The business schools reward difficult, complex behavior more than simple behavior. But simple behavior is more effective. Medieval English philosopher and Franciscan monk William of Ockham, affectionately known in some scientific circles as Billy Ockham, put forth the idea that simplest explanations is usually the best explanation. The problem with this idea is that priests of any profession need complexity to keep the laity from performing their priestly magic. If you understood the investment process, there would be no need for investment analysts and advisors nor would we need mutual funds or any of the other priests of the profession. Finding a great business and buying it at a great price and then holding it for 20 years is not that hard to learn and profit from when all the so-called priests of Wall Street are preaching short-term investment strategies which in truth are completely geared for making the advisor and not the advisee rich. Makes sense. The investment community or the investment firms make money from activity, from trading, from transactions. So the more transactions, the more they can charge on the transaction. So that's why I name my blog once again Lazy Investing Way, so that you can buy certain investment products and then just forget about it, or just keep on adding onto it through automation. Simple, effective, boring, but I think that also works for you in the long term, especially if you are young. You have the advantage of time, so the longer you stay invested in the market, especially if it's an index fund, you will win in the long term. The Tao of Warren Buffet. It's a thick book. It's a quick read, about 150, 170 pages or so. It has his wisdoms and as told by Warren himself and documented by the authors. This is a recommended read. I will link. I'll try to find this. I'll find a link to this. If I can find like a soft copy version, or maybe a link to an Amazon page where you can get this for yourself. I finished this book fairly quickly. It's highly recommended. If it's always good to learn from the wisdom of others, so that it can also cut your learning curve with regards to investing or personal finance. That's it for this episode. Next time.